As I have said that switch is used to connect the multiple devices within the network, while the router is used to connect the different networks. Okay, there are two offices. One is in the west, another one is in the east. Okay, so વેસ્ટની ઓફિસનું એક નેટવર્ક છે, ઈસ્ટની ઓફિસનું બીજું નેટવર્ક છે. એ બેને કનેક્ટ કરવા માટે we require the router. So here we can consider as this is the example of point to point WAN. So here two routers are connected. So this can be example of point to point WAN. Okay, but if the multiple routers are connected with each other, this can be example of switch WAN. Okay. So here we can correlate whatever we have learned. Okay, so here we can have in the same city we can have different LANs. Okay, so one LAN, second LAN, third LAN, fourth LAN, five LAN. But the LAN connect થાય then it will creating the MAN. Okay, so હવે આ એક MAN છે. Okay, this is second metropolitan area network. બીજું MAN છે, ત્રીજું MAN અને ચોથું MAN. Okay, અને સપોઝ આ ચારે ચાર MAN જો કનેક્ટ થાય એકબીજા સાથે then it is creating the WAN. Okay, so LAN is within the building. Okay, MAN is within the city, and WAN is, we can say, within the state or within the country. Okay. So LAN local area network, MAN metropolitan area network, WAN wide area network. Okay, LAN means in a small geographical area, MAN means in the cities or towns, or WAN means between the different countries. Okay. LAN ownership of network. LAN is owned by some private institutes. Okay, for example, આપણું જે local area lab નું જે network છે that can be handled by our network administrator. Okay. Same way MAN can be handled by private or public, while the WAN can be handled by the public. Okay, we can have a, in case of when we are working with the internet, we can have various service provider. Okay, so these are the ownership of the network. Okay, so it can be private or it can be the public. Okay. Design and maintenance in LAN it is easy. In MAN and WAN it is somewhat difficult. Okay. Propagation delay. Propagation delay is known as the time required to reach your signal from sender to the receiver. Okay, તમારો સિગ્નલ જ્યારે સેન્ડર થી સ્ટાર્ટ થાય અને રિસીવર સુધી પહોંચે ત્યાં સુધીનો ટાઈમ, that is known as the propagation delay. So in case of the LAN we have the short propagation delay. MAN we have a moderate. In the WAN we have the long. Okay. Speed in the LAN we can get high speed, in the MAN moderate, and in the WAN low. Okay. Some of the equipment used in the LAN are NIC, network interface card. Okay. As I talk about the MAC address, તમારા PC માં જે MAC address આવે છે that is written on this NIC, network interface card પર લખેલું હોય. Okay. So we can't change the MAC address of our devices, but we can change the IP address. Okay, so that we'll talk about when we talk about the addressing. Okay, so જે તમારું NIC હોય તેના પર તમારું MAC address લખેલું હોય device નું. Okay, so then we have the switch and hub. Okay, while in case of the MAN we have the modem and router, while in case of the WAN we have the various frequencies, microwave, and we require the transmitter and receiver. Range is for LAN 1 to 10 kilometer, for MAN 10 to 100 kilometer, and for WAN beyond the 100 kilometer. LAN is used for college, school, hospital. MAN is for small town, cities, and WAN is for state, country, and continent. Okay. Okay. Now one more concept in the internet is switching. Okay. So what is the meaning of switching? So internet is a switch network in which a switch connects at least two links together. Okay. We have seen that switch is used to connect the two different links. Okay. So a switch needs to forward data from a network to another network when required. So the task of the switch is to forward your data from one network to the another network. The two most common types of switch network are circuit switched and packet switched networks. Okay. Now what is circuit switched network? So in case of the circuit switched network, we can see there is a dedicated connection called a circuit is always available between the two end system. Okay. So the switch can only make it active or inactive. Okay. For example, this circuit switch network is not currently used, but in the early times when telephone was used, okay, there is one disadvantage of circuit switched network. That's why we are not using the circuit switched network. Okay. So here we can say that there is a dedicated link, or we can say dedicated connection between the two switch, and the switch can either enable or disable. Okay. Now, for example, let's say we have the 4 telephones are connected with this switch, and here we have the 4 telephones are connected with this switch. Okay. Now, for example, let's say this telephone wants to talk with this telephone. Okay. આ જે ટેલિફોન જે યુઝ કરે છે that wants to talk with this telephone user. Okay. Now, for example, let's assume that we require a speed of, let's say, 1 Mbps to talk with this user to this user. Okay. So our user આની સાથે વાત કરવી હોય, then we require the 1 Mbps. Okay. This user want to talk with this user, then we require the 1 Mbps. Third one to third one, 1 Mbps. Fourth one to fourth one, 1 Mbps. Okay. Now, if all 4 wants to talk simultaneously, ચારે ચાર ટેલિફોન જો એક સાથે યુઝ કરતા હોય, then the speed of then the capacity of this link, આ જે લિંક જે એકબીજા બે સ્વિચ ને કનેક્ટ કરે છે, that maximum speed should be 4 Mbps. Okay. In case of the circuit switched network, if there are 4 devices are connected, and if all 4 want to talk simultaneously with another 4 devices at the receiving side, then we require the maximum speed equal to the 4 Mbps. Okay. If we assume that we require the 1 Mbps to talk with one user with the another user. Okay. So the total capacity of the link should be 4 Mbps. Okay. Now, this can be the disadvantage thing, that although there is a 4 Mbps, okay, but at the time only if one users are talking. Okay. If the only one users are talking. Okay. So at that time, આ જે 4 Mbps છે એમાંથી ખાલી 1 Mbps જ યુઝ થાય આપણો. Okay. So we have seen that our network criteria, the first network criteria is performance, in which we can say that the throughput of our system should be high. Throughput means at the time we should able to send that highest amount of data in our network. Okay. So here we can say that although the capacity of the network is 4 Mbps, we are sending only the 1 Mbps data if only one user is talking. Okay. So for example, if only one user is talking, at that time the major capacity of these networks are going to be wasted. Okay. 4 Mbps એમાંથી ખાલી 1 Mbps જ use થાય. Okay. So that is the disadvantage of circuit switched network, that if you have the 4 Mbps network, if only the single users is using that network, then we can say the major capacity of the networks are going to be wasted. Okay. So we can say that circuit switched network is efficient only when it is working at its full capacity. Okay. But most of the time, let's say only 1 or 2 users are talking, so it is inefficient because it is working at partial capacity. Okay. ચારે ચાર જો એકબીજા સાથે વાત કરતા હોય, then the 4 Mbps are fully utilized. But ખાલી એક કે બે જણા વાત કરતા હોય, then only 1 Mbps or 2 Mbps are going to be used. Okay. So this can be the disadvantage of circuit switched network. So in the real time, we have moved to the packet switched network. Okay. So here we can say that we have the router. So router has a buffer, or we can say some memory, in which he can store the packet, and after some time it can forward the packet. So here the router has the store and forward capacity. So it can store it for some time, and after some time, whenever the link is available, he or the router can send that packet on the link. Okay. So here, rather than, we can say the capacity of the network is 1 Mbps. Okay. So whenever, if let's say one packet is sent to the network, and if that packet is not utilized, okay, so the second packet is come and stored in this queue. Okay. So whenever the link is going to be available, that packet that the second packet again can be sent to the network. Okay. So in other words, instead of the continuous communication we see between two telephone sets when they are being used, we see the exchange of individual data packets between the two computers. Okay. So here we can relate these things with the computer. Okay. For example, let's say this computer want to send these 4 packets to this computer. Okay. And let's say one packet is sent. Okay. And the network is full. So the second packet can be stored in the buffer, or against stored in the memory. and whenever the link is available, that second packet again can be sent to the link. Okay, so here we can advantage of store and forward, that although the capacity of the link is 1 Mbps, that can be fully utilized by these devices. Okay, yeah, 1 Mbps share that can be directly used by the routers. Okay, so we don't need to create a network with the 4 Mbps. The 1 Mbps can be used by the all 4 devices. That can be the one advantage. But here we can have one disadvantage, that the common thing that we feel is delay. Okay? Generally, જ્યારે આપણે ઘણીવાર વેબસાઇટ કે કંઈ ઓપન કરીએ, so we got some delay. So that can be problem due to this buffering problem. Okay, જે તમારું પેકેટ અવેલેબલ થઈ ગયું છે, but there are some congestion in the network. Okay, or it may possible that our network is full. Okay, તો જે બી તમારો પેકેટ છે તે તમારા રાઉટર બાજુ સ્ટોર થયા હોય, જેવું તમારું નેટવર્ક થોડું ઓછું કન્જેસ્ટેડ થાય કે તમારા પેકેટ પ્રોસેસ થાય, at that time new packets can be arrived to the network. Okay, so the problem that we can found on the packet switched network is delay. Okay, but the greatest advantage of this packet switched network is we can have a maximum utilization of our network. Okay, જે બી તમારું નેટવર્ક છે તેનું આપણે maximum utilize કરી શકીએ. So we can have maximum throughput in case of the packet switched network, while in case of the circuit switched network we can have a less throughput. Okay, we can say that although the capacity of the link is the highest, only the partially can be used, while in case of this packet switched network the maximum capacity of the link can be used. Clear? The circuit switched network and packet switched network. Okay, so here we can find out this is our internet today. Okay, so here we can say that our internet is connected by this backbone cables. Okay, so yeah, you can search on the YouTube that how internet works. One good video is there. You can find out that some large cables are there. So દરિયાની નીચેથી બધા મોટા મોટા કેબલોને કાઢે, and that are used to connect the different countries. Okay, so એકવાર suppose ઇન્ડિયામાં આવી ગયું. Okay, so if you want to connect the two different countries, then we require these backbone cables. Okay, so here we can have a peering point through which the different backbones are connected. Okay, so આ જે USA નું peering point છે અને ઇન્ડિયાનું peering point છે. Okay, એના through આ backbones cables connected થયેલા હોય. Okay? Now within the country wise we can have some provider network. Okay, so for the all over India we can have a one network provider. Country wise આપણને એક network provider હોય. Okay, then within the country we have the different customer network. Okay, so that customer network will take the service from this provider network will take the service from this backbone. Okay, so finally whatever the internet we are using, that is taking the service from the customer network. Okay, so we can have a there are also various hierarchies are there. Okay, so regional network provider, then regionally upar આપણા state network provider આવે. Okay, then we have a country network provider. Okay, so here we are taking the service from this customer network. Okay, here we are taking the service from the customer network. Customer network will take the service from this provider network. Okay, and finally provider network will take the service from the backbone. Okay, so finally whenever we are searching something on the Google, so our data go to the customer network, then provider network, and then backbone. The backbone na through પછી તા Google na server પર પહોંચે આપણો data. Okay, so it is a very complex process, but within this thing can be done within the fraction of second. So you can assume that how much speed your data is going from one system to another system. Okay, okay, so clear this thing, the types of network: LAN, WAN, MAN. What is switching? So switching is, we can say, that is used to connect the two different networks. So switching can be either two type. It can be circuit switched or it can be packet switched. In case of the circuit switched, we can have a wastage of bandwidth, or we can say the wastage of link. In case of the packet switched network, we have the maximum utilization of the bandwidth or maximum utilization of the link. Okay, advantage of the circuit switched network is we can say there is a dedicated link between the two devices, but it is inefficient because it is working only at the partial capacity. Okay. While in case of the packet switched network, we can say that it can be used by the maximum utilization, that maximum bandwidth can be used. Okay. But the problem here is the delay. Okay. There can be problem of delay, that is the fraction of millisecond or microsecond delay we can get for our search. Okay. Or we can say for use of the network. Okay, so now these are just some basic terms related to the network. Okay, so we have started with voice data communication, then the types of we can say uh, flow of data. Okay, flow of data can be full duplex, half duplex, full duplex. Then the types of connection, it can be one to one, or it can be multi-point. Okay, it can be point to point or multi-point. Then we have seen the types of topologies. Okay, mesh, star, bus, ring, tree, hybrid. Then we have seen the types of network, LAN, WAN, MAN. Then we have seen the switching, circuit switching, and packet switching. Now we are moving to our syllabus, in which the first thing is the protocol. Okay, so our syllabus is designed on one great protocol whose name is TCP/IP. So for that, we need to find out that what is protocol. Can anyone say what is protocol? What is protocol?
Set of defined rules.
Okay, we can say protocols is nothing but set of rules. Okay, for example, આપણે જોયેલું કે બે દોસ્તારોને બે ફ્રેન્ડ એકબીજા સાથે વાત કરવી હોય then we require some set of rules કે પહેલા greeting કરવાનું, પછી આપણો ડેટા એક્સચેન્જ કરવાનો અને પછી છેલ્લે બાય બાય કહેવાનું. Okay, so this can be some set of rules. So that should be also defined for the computers. Okay, so for computers we need to first make the connection. Okay, connection establish કરવાનું, then data transfer કરવાનો, data transfer થઈ જાય, then we need to release the connection. Okay, so this can be said as one set of rules. Okay, so protocols is defined the format, order of message sent and received among the network entities, and the actions taken on message transmission and reception. Okay, so in our terms we can say that is some set of rules that તમારો મેસેજ કઈ રીતે સેન્ડ થશે, કઈ રીતે રિસીવ થશે, અને જો તમારું ટ્રાન્સમિશન સક્સેસફુલ થયું તો શું મેસેજ ડિસ્પ્લે કરવાનો, તમારું ટ્રાન્ઝેક્શન ટ્રાન્સમિશન તમારું ફેલ થયું તો કઈ રીતે ઇન્ફોર્મ કરવાનું. So for that we require some set of rules, and that is known as the protocol. Now there is a one concept of layered task. Okay, so when communication is simple, we may need only the one simple protocols. Okay, so but when the communication is complex, we may need to divide the task between the different layers. Okay, for example, let's say two friends are there. Okay, two friends are there, they are in the same place. Suppose તમારા ક્લાસરૂમમાં જ બે જણા એકબીજા સાથે વાત કરવી છે. Okay, suppose in a classroom two friends want to talk with each other, then we require the simple protocol. Like as I have said, the simple protocol is like the first greet, એકબીજા સાથે greeting કરવાનું. Okay, hello, good morning, how are you. પછી ઓરિજિનલ ટ્રાન્સમિશન મતલબ ઓરિજિનલ જે તમારું કોમ્યુનિકેશન છે એકબીજા સાથે જે વાત કરવા માંગતા છો એ વાત કરવાની, અને ફાઇનલી we need to say that goodbye, or we can say that ફરી પાછા મળીએ. Okay, like that. Okay, this can be simple protocols when there is a communications are within the same place. Okay, within the same place, if two friends want to communicate, when we require the simple protocols. Okay, but when the communication is complex, okay, for example, let's say તમે જે તમારા ફ્રેન્ડ સાથે વાત કરો છો, okay, એને કોઈ સારી કંપનીમાં જોબ લાગી ગઈ, સપોઝ અમેઝોનમાં એને જોબ લાગી ગઈ, and now he or she is moving to the USA. Okay, USA માં મૂવ થઈ ગયો છે. Okay, and now you two wants to communicate with each other. Now તમારે બંને એકબીજા સાથે વાત કરવી છે. Okay, now we are assuming that અત્યારે જે આપણે મોબાઈલ ફોન કે વોટ્સએપ એવું કંઈ યુઝ કરીએ એવું કંઈ નથી. લેટ્સ સે ખાલી પોસ્ટલ મેઇલ જ છે, આપણી પાસે ખાલી પોસ્ટલ સર્વિસ છે, તેના થ્રુ તમે એકબીજા સાથે વાત કરી શકે. ઓકે, so what we can do is so now your task is complex. Okay, પહેલા તો શું હતું, તમે ને તમારો friend, you both are in the same place. Okay, now your friend is moved to this remote place. Okay, તમારો friend કોઈ બીજા remote place પર move થયો છે and now you two want to communicate with each other. Okay, so we can assume that these communications are done through the postal mail. Okay, so in the postal mail you need to send a letter to your friend. Okay, so what you will first do? Okay, so the first thing is your friend will listen and talk. Okay, so we can divide this task into some, let's say, various layers. Okay, on the first layers we can either listen or talk. Okay, so we can write down these layers, we can write down the letters. Okay, so on the layer 3 either we can listen or either we can talk. On the second layer, let's we assume that whatever the letter you are sending, that should be secure. Okay, so rather than sending the simple letter, તમે તમારા ફ્રેન્ડને સિમ્પલ લેટર મોકલો છો, એની જગ્યાએ what you will now doing? Okay, તમે જે લેટર લખ્યો છે તેને you are putting this letter into the one envelope. તમે જે લેટર ફ્રેન્ડને મોકલો છો તેને એન્વેલોપમાં મૂકો. So that's why you are applying the security to the letter. તમે જે લેટર મોકલેલો છે તેને સિક્યોરિટી એપ્લાય કરવા માટે you have put that letter into the envelope. Okay, and on the envelope you have written that to address and from address. Okay, and now you have, so that second task, putting your letter into the envelope, that can be considered as the encrypt and decrypt. Okay, encrypt means making your letter secure, and decrypt means at the receiving side your friend can again open that envelope and see your letter. So this can be process can be known as the encrypt and decrypt. Encrypt means we can say creating that making your transmission secure, and again at the receiving side again opening this envelope to get the original data. Okay, so in case of the technical term, we are relating with this term as a plain text and ciphertext. Okay, so encrypting is a process of converting your plain text to ciphertext, and decryption is a process to converting your ciphertext to plain text. Okay, so here the terms we have involved, that the plain text means that is your original text, and ciphertext, that means your encrypted text. Okay, now this can be your second layer in which you can either encrypt or decrypt. Okay, so either you can put your envelope into the letter, and at the receiving side you can remove that letter from the envelope. Okay, so that is your layer 2 task. On the layer 1, okay, what you can do, so you will go to the post office and send that letter. Okay, and at the receiving side that N. Okay, so here we have taken the two entities, Maria and N. Okay, this person N can go to the post office and receive his envelope. Okay, so this mail can be sent through this આજે post office ની જે તમારી ગાડી છે. Okay, so that truck is, or we can say that post office car is taking your mail from sender to the receiver. Okay, sending post office to the receiving post office. Okay, so we require this one medium. Okay, so here this complex task of sending the secure mail from sender to the receiver. Okay, this complex task of sending this letter from sender to the receiver is divided into the 3 layers. Okay, layer 1, on the layer 3 either you can listen or talk. On the layer 2 we can either encrypt or decrypt. On the layer 1 we can either send mail or receive mail. Okay, so one advantage of this layering is we can divide your complex task into some simpler tasks. Okay, for example, now let's consider about the internet. Okay, so internet is a very complex procedure. Okay, internet is a very complex procedure. Okay, sending something into the internet is a very complex thing. એમાં ઘણી બધી વસ્તુ ઇન્વોલ્વ થાય, ઘણા બધા એડ્રેસ, ઘણા બધા ડિવાઇસીસ ઇન્વોલ્વ થાય છે, ઘણા બધા એડ્રેસીસ ઇન્વોલ્વ થાય, ઘણા બધા નેટવર્ક ઇન્વોલ્વ થાય. Then એ બધાના we have so many protocols are there, so many devices are there, so many networks are there. Okay, so we can not define the simple protocol in which everything is defined within the one protocol. Okay, we cannot design any protocol in which everything is done through the one simple protocol. Okay, for example આ જે વસ્તુ છે, okay, so that things we have defined only through the one layer, then it can be the very complex procedure. Okay, but if we can divide this task into various layers, then the advantage is our complex task is reduced to some simple task. Okay, જે આપણું complex task હતું, okay, so that task is now divided into some simpler task. Okay, on the layer 3 either we need to worry about the listen and talk. On the layer 2 we need to worry about either only the encrypt or decrypt. On the layer 1 we need to worry about the send and receive. Okay, so the advantage of this layering is we can divide your complex task into some simpler tasks. Okay, that can be the one advantage. Okay, same thing is true about the internet, that the complex task of the sending and receive can be divided into the various layers. Okay, so we'll go through that layers. Okay, so but before that, the advantage of layering is we can divide your complex task into the simple layers. Okay, the second advantage is these layers are independent to each other. Okay, that layers are independent to each other, that one layer is not dependent to second layer. Okay, it is one type of dependent, but he or she can only receive that information from another layer. Okay, layer 2 can either receive the envelope from the layer 3. Okay, layer 1 can receive that envelope from the layer 2. Okay, layer 2 can receive that simple text from the layer 2. Okay, layer 1 can receive this simple envelope from the layer 1. Okay, but layer 3 and layer 2 and layer 1, okay, એના પર આપણે જે કોઈ પણ ટાસ્ક પરફોર્મ કરીએ, okay, that is not related with the any of the another layer. Okay, layer 3 પર આપણું જે listen talk કરવાનું જે કામ છે, that is not dependent on this encrypt and decrypt procedure. Okay, same way layer 2 પર જે આપણે encrypt decrypt કરીએ છીએ, that is not related with the layer 1. Okay, so listen talk, that is the different task. Encrypt decrypt, that is a different task. Send mail, receive mail, that is also different task. Okay, so all tasks are dependent. All layers are dependent to each other only by sending and receiving data. ખાલી layer એકબીજા પર dependent છે, but only ખાલી એકબીજા પાસેથી receive કરી શકે અને send કરી શકે, બસ એટલું જ. Okay, they are not interfere whatever happening within the layer. So that can be advantage, that the every layers have its own task and they are not dependent by we can say in case of the processing the task. Okay, layering 3 ના protocol let's say જે listen talk છે. Okay, so આ જે layer 3 નું જે task છે, એમાં જે આપણે change કરવું હોય કંઈ પણ, that we need to modify only at the layer 3. Okay, same way encrypt decrypt છે. Okay, આની જગ્યાએ if you want to apply some other security procedure, then we need to apply only at the layer 2. Okay, so for example, in this complex procedure, if you want to apply some, if you want to modify something, then we need to worry about only the particular layer. We need to worry about the only the particular layer. Okay, for example, listen talk માં કઈ modify કરવું હોય, then we need to worry at the layer 3. Encrypt decrypt માં કઈ change કરવું હોય, then we need to worry about the layer 2. Okay, and send receive માં suppose for example તમને થયું કે post થી નહીં mail કરવું અને let's say we need to follow some other procedure. Okay, so you need to change only at the layer 1. Okay, so the changing or modification can be only applied at the particular layers. Okay, so the advantage of this layering is, the first advantage is we can divide your complex task into simpler ones, and all the every layers are independent. That means we can modify or we can change anything at particular layers. If you want to change anything in this complex procedure, we need to worry at the particular layers. Okay, so that's why in case of this internet, okay, in case of this internet, so internet is a very complex procedure in which we need to worry about the various data. We need to worry about the various types of topologies. We need to worry about the various types of network. We need to worry about the various types of devices. We need to worry about the various types of service provider. We need to worry about the various protocols. Okay, so આ બધું જો આપણે ખાલી એક જ પ્રોટોકોલ, એક જ અલ્ગોરિધમ બનાવી દીધું આપણે આ બધું પ્રોસેસ કરવા માટે, then it is a very complex procedure. Suppose એ જ અલ્ગોરિધમમાં, okay, suppose આપણે 10,000 લાઈનનો એક અલ્ગોરિધમ બનાવી દીધું, okay, અને 10,000 લાઈનમાં સપોઝ આપણને પ્રોબ્લેમ થયો કે આ પ્રોટોકોલ ચેન્જ કરવો છે, okay, જે પ્રોટોકોલ આપણે ફોલો કરીએ છીએ એની જગ્યાએ કોઈ બીજો પ્રોટોકોલ આપણે યુઝ કરવું છે તો આખું અલ્ગોરિધમ આપણે ફરીથી મોડિફાઈ કરવું પડે અને ફરી પાછું એને ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટ કરવું પડે. Okay, so the solution of this problem is we need to divide this complex procedure into the various layers. Okay, and based on that, one protocol is designed whose name is TCP/IP. And TCP/IP has the 5 layers, and based on that 5 layers you have the 5 more modules. Okay, and one introduction module, and there is one layer that has the 2 different sub layers, so that's why total 7 modules are there. Okay, so first one is the introduction, then the first layer is physical layer, second layer is data link layer, then the part of this data link layer is the medium access sub layer. Okay, then we have the network layer, transmission transport layer, and application layer, and based on that your 7 modules are designed. Okay, so this is about your syllabus. So that is the importance of this TCP/IP. So your syllabus is we need to learn that every layers of this TCP/IP, and by that way your syllabus will be complete.